Welcome back, everybody. Well, we had some fun in the last couple of hours here. My name is Red Baron. Thank you for joining us on the live stream. A lot of new subscribers here to our channel. Thank you very much. Let me take a couple minutes here, do a little house cleaning, and welcome you all to our channel here. This is quite an unusual channel. Not exactly another crypto prediction channel like you may be used to. I'm sure a few of you have probably gone through some of my already, been through some of my past live streams. You can see we do things a little differently here, and we'll get into that here in just a couple of minutes. But again, my name is Red Baron, and I am from the unfairadvantage.chat. That's our free Discord service. That's our free chat room. We'd love to have you join us. There's no charge to be in that. However, if you are subscribed to our VIP charts, which is our automated intelligence-powered charts, featuring ISIS and Anubis, our AI-powered programs, you can do that at fibicharts.com. You can see both addresses there on the screen right now. But if you're, you'll be able to get into VIP Gold or Platinum and be able to see some of the daily predictions that I do for prices that are spooky accurate, folks. And so, speaking of spooky accurate, we've had some fun in the last couple of hours. Not only do we do predictions, but this group is growing big enough and wealthy enough to be able to move markets. Case in point, we've done in the last 100 hours, we've moved this market 3 times. Right there, right there, right there. So we're going to talk about this here a little bit. This live stream is not going to be a prediction stream similar as what we would normally do. Normally we go through a lot of the top key things. We talk about what's coming in the week to come, but this particular broadcast is specific to Rome DAO, which is our pet project for the group. And we're going to be talking about that exclusively. And I'm just basically going to let this thing run. Once in a while, we do something called Crypto Treehouse, which is kind of our little cute little insider group, which what I do for VIP live stream. And what we do is I just let my live stream run. I'm no secrets here. I'm an open book. I'm a multi-million-dollar trader, and so when I do trade, I share it with my group. And so if you want to be able to copy my homework, you're more than welcome to do that. And I'm not the richest guy in the group, to say the least. So we've got a few billionaires in the group that when they step to the table, man, stuff happens quick. So I'd love to have you join us. And of course, obviously, that all starts by joining us at the unfairadvantage.chat, which is right here at the bottom of your screen. So just simply do that, and you'll find an invitation from Red Baron. That's yours truly. Join that. Come on in. Have a look around. You are missing a lot of it because you're not seeing the VIP. You can only get that by joining Gold at Gold or Platinum levels at fibicharts.com. And we'll talk about that here in a little bit as soon as I take a little bit of a commercial break coming up. So thank you very much once again for joining us on the channel. We've had some explosive growth in the last couple of days. I've been running some advertising, and we've upped our subscription level by, I think, something close to like 1,500 in the last couple of hours. So thank you very much for joining us. All right, so let's go ahead and wait for the usual suspects to go ahead and come in. I usually do a little bit of radio silence here, so if you don't hear me talking, you don't see anything, you don't see any activity, just hang tight and go ahead and fast forward if you're listening to me on tape delay. This is typical. I'm a one-man band here, so I got to go play some instruments on social media. And when I do, I'll be right back, and we'll go ahead and start the show. So hang tight. I'm going to kill my mic, and I'll be right back in 2 and 2. Okay, guys, thank you very much for allowing me a little bit of radio silence there. Once again, my name is Red Baron. Thank you for joining us here on the program. This is not going to be our standard program. This is going to be exclusively something we're just going to talk about what's been going on for the last 100 hours or so. Well, we're having fun, man. We're moving markets. That's cool. When you get big enough and powerful enough, you can push a button and screw everybody's day all up. So, or make it better. There's some people last night that made $4,000 in the matter of just a couple of minutes. So I'm happy to do that. It gives me great pleasure to be able to help my crew, be able to help my subscribers. So a few of us are waiting for a little bit of a drop here, so we're going to go ahead and talk about that. So again, if you guys are new on the live stream and you like to get involved and stuff like that in our automated intelligence-powered charts, be able to be a part of this, I'll use the term manipulation very, very softly, but let's call it what it is. We're moving markets. It's us. We're the one that's doing it. So if you guys would like to be on the inside, you can get what we call the Unfair Advantage and join us at the unfairadvantage.chat, which is our free Discord group. And of course, obviously, if you'd like to subscribe here, you can go ahead and do that to our charts. Just go ahead and hit subscribe right here. And if you'd like to get involved in the deeper plans, you can go ahead and do that. You can start as cheap as $29.95. However, if you want to get in on the VIP things that we do, the daily calls, you can do that starting at the gold package for $124.95. Or you can buy the lifetime if you like, or you can go ahead and go from gold. But what I would recommend, if you're a serious player, if you're somebody who really likes to trade, say you got over $10,000 in crypto, you belong in our platinum package. And platinum, we'll go ahead and we'll show you what's going on with platinum here in just a second. I'll show you Platinum Pro is also our professional trader platform. So let me show you Platinum Pro here real quick. Platinum Pro shows all of our big trading programs. It shows all of our charts. We have over 500 charts that we do. And so basically this one gives you all of our calls, gives you all of our inside information that we're doing, all the stuff that I'm projecting. And this is as good as it gets for us, folks. All right, so let's go ahead and let's get over to what's going on with this. So I'm waiting for my usual suspects to come in here. Looks like it's Monday morning. I don't normally do broadcasts on Monday morning. It's just we've had a lot of stuff going on. And we just did this dump right here. So one guy in our group did this. That should tell you what we're working with here. I think that was a $300,000 dump, if I'm not mistaken. So between $300,000 and $400,000 dump, and then a couple other guys bounced off the bottom of that. So what the goal is now is we're looking to see this thing push down to probably sub $50. And then I'm going to advise everybody jump back in. I don't normally give advice, but this is kind of a different project. This is something that the people that come in through me and trust me and buy in through me are entitled to be in the DAO room. I will tell you this, that if you guys are not up to speed, that are new on the broadcast and don't know what is this Rome DAO thing he keeps talking about, it's a DAO. It's a decentralized autonomous organization. It's just another type of crypto. It's really an amazing thing. It pays you every 8 hours. You're basically making a staking fee every 8 hours. And it's like, and the way the market is right now, as depressed as the market is, it's kind of nice to have something that's producing income, good, better, or worse, whatever. No matter how bad the market is, you're always getting paid. And that's really kind of nice to have. And when the market turns and goes up, you got all the more coins to appreciate with. So we'll talk about that here probably a little bit if I get a little bit of a break in the conversation here. But nonetheless, what we're doing is we're waiting for this to go down. And let me finish my thought here. So if you guys want to get in on that, you can simply join us at the unfairadvantage.chat. Find me or one of my moderators. Find me. I go by Red Baron on the Discord. And say, how do I get in on the DAO? I definitely want to get in on the DAO because these things average between 20 and 25% moves in a matter of minutes. How'd you like to be able to have a coin that pays you about 60% ROI, 60 to 75% ROI per month, and be able to make another 20 to 25% in a matter of hours on it? Not an easy thing to do. Not guaranteed, but I'll tell you what, we're moving a lot of markets. When I keep some pretty odd hours, and so I told everybody that I was about ready to dump my bags and stuff like that, and everybody dumped down here, and I said, okay guys, time to buy again, and everybody started buying again. So this right here was completely us. And then this right here was completely us. And this right here was just this morning's shenanigans. So when we get this thing dumped, we're going to dump it down here, down into about the 50 range, and we're going to buy back. And then we're going to push this thing even higher. So we're going to do this thing a couple of times because I think this is kind of an anomaly. I'll go ahead and speak to this. This is kind of an anomaly right now in the fact that the rest of the market is just kind of taking a crap. And so it's like, it's nice to have something where you can be in charge and know what's going on. So how you guys doing this morning? Didn't expect me to be broadcasting this morning, did you? You never know when I'm going to sneak in and do something. When I get the urge, I just speak my mind. I don't broadcast on a regular basis, so I hear a few people kind of complaining, you never know when he's going to be on. That's right, you don't. So you can't sleep, you can't eat, you can't leave your trading post. You got to be here, you got to be ready for me, because you never know. Because I don't ever leave. I'm always here. You guys know this. The guys that subscribe to me know that I'm prone to being in front of this screen 16 to 18 hours a day. I sleep about 3 hours a day or 3 hours a night, and I'm in front of the trading screen every other minute of the day for the most part. And so, kind of like Batman, I never rest. I'm always behind the scenes watching. Speaking of Batman, we got a really interesting little Batman formation going on there. That was us. So let me take a look and see what's going on in chat here. All right, so I give me a head count, guys. So who's in, who's out? Because I know some of you guys always sucks when you're waking up like, oh shit, he's moving again. I always catch some of you guys. Yes, and you're hearing the sound of Diet Pepsi opening up. I'm starting my habit again. Sorry, I have to. So you guys that are new to the live stream, I have a terrible Diet Pepsi habit. So people will be commenting on that, no doubt. This trade is brought to you by Diet Pepsi. All right. Well, so if you're still in, you missed that dump. Yeah, Solar Beam is kind of a shit deal because Solar Beam is where we do our trading at, and really, honestly, that's about the only place you can get anything done. And it's archaic, to say the best. And so you're really just throwing your money out there to the universe and go, please give me profit. Please give me profit. I mean, it's very hard. You can't set a sale order. You got to do everything as market order, and it's really, really rough. All right. So I get the sense most of you guys are probably out. So where did most of you sell out at? I know where I told you to sell out, but where did most of you, because I know how some of you guys kind of come late to the party. It's always funny when I'm doing it, people start talking to other people and say, oh, Red Baron's moving again. Yeah, 50, I figured probably about 53, 55. So Josie was on when we were doing that, so I kind of figured that'd be about right. All right, so let me go ahead and get the chart back up here so we can look at that while I'm talking. I guess I already got back up. All right. So I don't follow our technical director, Red Bear, is the one that can speak a little bit more to what's going on, and we do have a couple of them, a couple of mods that follow this far more deep than I do. I just don't have the time. I'm the chart guy. I'm the guy that moves all the pieces of the puzzle around. I'm not the guy that dives deep on the details and the news and stuff like that. But from what I understand, that debacle over on time ain't got no, and throwing no shade on us over here. So it's probably a good thing that I did what I did over here, because as I said in the title card, the outsiders have no idea what's going on with this. I'm like, what the hell is making Rome DAO do this? If anything else, I'll tell you a couple things. If anything else, this brings good attention to Rome DAO because it's not following the same patterns rightly, as you would imagine it wouldn't, because of all the manipulation that we're doing with it, and it's making people notice, and so this is good PR for Rome, and so people are going to be, oh shit, maybe I'm going to move my money over here. So we're going to probably likely see a lot more attention. Now, speaking of more attention, I don't know whether this is legit or not. We actually have lawyers in our group who have associations with this gentleman, but apparently, apparently Kanye West has decided to be a part of Rome DAO. I don't know the depth of that news. You know, take that with a grain of salt or whatever. But he also backs Digibyte. And that's enough said. But anyway, there's no such thing as bad news or bad press, I guess you could kind of say. So, but let me go ahead and do a little quick TA here to kind of let you know what's going on. So I can't do that with a full screen here. Hang on just a second. I might have to. This is Trading View, but for you guys that are with me in the group, you already know my Achilles heel here. This is not one of our charts. This is basically the Frax Rome chart that comes in piped in through Gecko terminal, and for whatever reason we can't access this chart through TradingView yet. And when we're able to do that, we'll be able to plug in the AI systems into this thing and really rock the house. But right now, basically, we just got to kind of play straight TA with it, which it's working pretty well. We just watch the indicators and just use a little bit of gut instinct, and it works out pretty well, 99 times out of 100. So basically, looking at that now that we've let go of this, the alligator, which is these three indicators here. Let me go ahead and give you guys that are new to live stream kind of a little primer on what we're talking about. Over on Fibby charts, we use something called Snapdragon, which is a much more advanced version of this. But the Williams alligator is kind of tried but true, but we have a much more high-tech version of this called Snapdragon. But the general rule is anytime green is below red and blue, that means you're heading down. Anytime you look at this bubble here, this green ghosty thing back here called a bubble, let me show you this. This thing will go fat in the direction that it's going. So if it's going up and it's fat, when it starts to narrow and gets into what we call a throat, which is this right here, then that means that the party's over and the things are going to start changing direction. And you can see, in fact, that is exactly what happened. So when the bubble starts to close, boom, all hell breaks loose and goes down. But you can see that it's starting to flare again. Now, again, going back and re-explaining this one more time, whatever the direction is going, when you see a flare in the Bollinger bubble, that means that the momentum, if you will, is going to continue to go down or go up as it is. So we are in a downward trend right now. Bollinger Band is expanding. That means all things are going down. We are seeing second indicator. We're seeing the Williams alligator is green below red below blue. That's our second indicator saying going down. RSI is down. MACD is down. So we got 4 for 4. So that's a clear-cut indicator that we're going down. There's no reason to be bullish in the short term on this thing. So, and that would be to be expected because obviously all these shenanigans, that was all us. And so let's talk about bots for a minute. So bots, they've come to Rome, guys. They're here. They are here. I know when this thing first started, it was a very organic deal. But you give a market long enough and bots are going to show up. They just do. And so, as I've explained this before, let me let me get onto a standard chart here, and let's go ahead and pull up. Bitcoin here. We got to talk a little bit about Bitcoin because it does have a bearing on this. Let me get this out of the way here real quick. Okay, so this is one of our AI-powered charts. This is what we do over on Fibby charts for you guys that are new. So we will get back to that on a regular broadcast. Just to kind of give you an indicator of where I predict right now is I am predicting we're going to be in the neighborhood of about 29.7 here fairly soon. It's coming, folks. It's coming. And below that, I know people don't believe me, but I'm telling you, $12,000. It's coming, baby. It's coming. Like it or not, if you're standing on the tracks, the train's coming, and it doesn't care what you think. It's coming. It has to. Has to. We haven't had any still, and I've said this for months. We haven't had any bad news that would indicate that we should be not going that low. I mean, the economy hasn't officially collapsed. Dollar's still worth a few things. You can still buy bread at a reasonable price and stuff, but gas is still not absolutely insane. But when those things come to pass, oh yes, indeed, boys and girls, we are going to see Bitcoin go to $12,000. Bet your life on it. And so anyway, what I'm telling you here is this. As this goes down, so too shall Rome. So I don't think that Rome is not going to go down. So there's every indication that it will go down. And so just the odds are in my favor of making a clear-cut call. So let me show you a couple of other things here as long as we're talking about. So basically we've got our first call at down and around the bottom of this red box here on Bitcoin. So we're always watching the market leader to see what's going on. And I always like to kind of take a look at a few other market leaders, like to look at Ethereum and see what Ethereum's doing. And again, you can see we're headed towards the prediction boxes here. We're going to bounce up as is normally the case. You know, anytime a market will go down, it'll check up a little bit and then it'll go back down. So anytime I see something like this, let me clear out some of the garbage. Anytime I see something like this right here, it's pretty much a signal that the next leg down is going to go down. And you can see we have support and resistance, strong support and resistance right here at about 1725. So it's only a matter of just waiting, you know, and then sooner or later we're going to see it. So if you guys are looking at other things other than Rome DAO and wanting to buy in, don't think I'd be doing it right about now, because here in about over the next week or two, you're going to see prices that are radically lower than what you're seeing. So I might as well go ahead and get into a couple things here real quick. Just go through a few. I know I get started on this, I kind of get going. And again, you know, we covered this on the last couple of live streams, so we're checking along here. There's nothing changed. My predictions are still in full effect. If you want to see me at my normal predictive self, just go back and watch the Bart video. Find the video that has the icon of Bart falling. I believe that was the last video. Probably several of you probably saw that, and that's what brought you to the channel and got you to subscribe. So once again, thank you for joining us. So basically, we're just kind of in a holding pattern. I know that one of the biggest things that I kind of teach and preach to my group is patience. Patience, patience, patience. You don't want to get what we call trade sickness. You know, you just got to be doing something all the time, all the time, all the time. We've had a number of people come to the group that kind of have that trade sickness, and I've watched $250,000 in the hands of some of these guys turn into $60,000, $70,000 just for the need to have to be doing something every single day. And there's no reason for that. So if you can control yourself and be patient, and I've been demonstrating patience with Rome, showing these guys, not yet, not yet. Well, how about now? Not yet, not yet. Wait, wait, wait. And it's like fishing. You know, this is not auto racing. This is fishing. So, you know, once in a while you got to wait for that big fish to roll up to the boat, and you snag it and pull it in. You know, and you might sit there for a while. But it's better to do one good trade than, you know, three trades where two of them are shitty and one barely got out with your ass. You know, this is the way that investing is truly done. You must develop the talent of patience, or to be a top-notch trader. And of course, obviously, I do want to cover this here real quick. Yeah, it's spooling up, guys. I'm sorry, the evil laugh. I just see it coming. I just see it coming. It's going to drop down here. I know you Shiba guys are like, no, no, no. Yes, yes, yes. It's gonna go down more, and I'm trying not to be a kick you while you're down, but I'm telling you right now, I'm calling it. I've been calling it for well over a month. The story ends in that box. It's going to go there, and probably lower than the box, but within the next month or so, you're going to be to the bottom part of that box, unquestionably. All right, we'll set that aside here for now. Give me just a second here. I'm getting another page set up. Now, I will point this out. I did want to mention this last night when we were in the chat group. I wanted to demonstrate something to you here that's kind of interesting to me. And you need to, your trading is only as good as the information that you get. And I'm curious to see if this is going to, yeah, all right. This is supposedly, whoops, excuse me. This is supposedly the same information. However, this is both a 15-minute chart. You'll notice red, long red, small red, small red, green, red. Long red, green, red, green, red. Same chart, different information. And it's not a matter of one's faster than the other. This is literally the same chart. So I was watching this last night, and I was noticing, much to my chagrin, that this was not giving me accurate information, timely information. So the one thing I want to caution you guys is when you're trading and you're looking at these things, it probably wouldn't hurt if you have multiple screens like what I've got, to maybe have both screens open and kind of get a consensus of what's going on. Because I'll tell you also, when you look at Solar Beam's going to give you an entirely other opinion. So you got 3 different charts that are giving you, sometimes your candle might be flipping red, or really this doesn't matter back here, but this last candle, I've seen times where this candle here has been green, and this one will be red, and Solar Beam will, maybe be red or green or whatever, or be flat or whatever. So you got to kind of take a consensus on it when you're doing your trade. Don't automatically take this, because there is a lag time on this. Don't automatically take this as gospel, because it's not. It's not. It's a very inaccurate system. But again, these are the best tools that we've got to work with. So it can be a little sketchy, to say the least. And then on top of it, you're trading, your market trading off of Solar Beam, which is kind of always kind of unnerving, to say the least. So I'm looking at the Discord here, in our private Discord. We have a Rome channel, we have a DAO channel. One of the things I wanted to mention earlier is we're looking at. Whoop! Hang on just a second. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I not? Let me flip over. I'm sorry, guys. I was on a completely different. Hold on. Let me get. Give me just a second here, guys. There we go. All right, let me go back and reiterate there. Pardon me for that, guys. So again, you can see, look here, red, 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 green, red, red, green, red, green, red. So that was the point I'm making. Sorry about that. I've got 6 screens here. Sometimes I've got TMI, so thank you for getting me on. I've got my Discord open at the same time, and guys are like, I can't see what's going on. How's my mic sounding? I think I finally got that little hot mess straightened out. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this here real quick. All right, now this might be a little aggressive as far as like what's to be expected. Again, it always amuses me that you can manipulate a market, yet the TA from your manipulation will still track true. So that's the predicted drop, guys. So we started this about 200 hours ago. I told you I expected, before I decided to step in and start moving things and shaking things up a little bit, I told you I expected that we were probably going to be... Shut up, Grumpy. I told you guys I expected it to be down to about 45. And so we're going to return back to things. So tying some concepts together, I said that the bots are back. This is the point I wanted to make here, and I'll just do it up here in the corner. So a bot, let me explain to some of you guys that are new to the broadcast. A bot serves a lot of purposes. First of all, it's there to get you excited to buy and sell, because if an exchange isn't getting buys or sells, it ain't making no money. And so when you get something that's just running flat, not doing. I mean, there's no money to be made there. You know, they make their monies by people FOMOing in and panicking out and whatever. That's how money's made right there. You don't make it like that. So bots are there to kind of poke and prod and give you the illusion that there's more going on than is not. So you can see these are bots right here for the most part. And this is not bots. This is us. You can see what's going on. You see these little, just gyrations up and down. No, very non-committal type stuff like that. That's human interaction right there. This is a slow night bots for the most part. So let me explain to you how a bot is programmed. The way that I understand it. So first of all, the analogy I like to give is, let's say you're flying from L.A. to New York. All right, so that's your destination. That's your plan. Things don't always go the way that you want. If you understand anything about flying planes, plane is usually off course 90% of the time. So the job of a pilot is to kind of like keep us between the lines and keep us going that direction. Otherwise, if you just say go that way, you might end up in Alaska instead of New York or whatever. Now, with this in mind, let me explain how bots are done. So let's pretend I'm the evil overlord that runs this entire shit show, and I say, all right, I'm going to this is my goal. I want to start here. I want to start at this price. I want to end at this price. In order to do that, my algorithms, my bots and stuff are going to basically try to their overall mission is to keep it on this line, to get from here to here by January 1st to December 31st, let's just say. So what it might do here is like, okay, let's drive up interest and let's go ahead and get everybody all FOMOing into this so we can get some live people. Let's make a little bit of money and dump on them. And so what they're going to do is they're going to say, all right, that first run up, and we've seen this umpteen times, that first run up is always getting the first fish in the door to generate. And we saw this with Rome. Rome went up to, what was it, 1,200, 3,000, something like that, and never to return to that. And I said to the people that were investing early in this, don't get in yet, because I knew that's what was going to happen, because you don't have to be a real genius to know that's what happens on these ICOs. I said that I expected probably around 500 to be, at the time, to be a reasonable time, and we did see an abundant amount of time at the 500. And then the market started to take a poop, and then everything started to go down from there. But we'll leave it at that. Yeah, 2,500. Thank you. I wanted to make sure I knew what that number was. It was 2,500. So it went from 12 to 2,500 pretty quick, didn't it? If I remember correctly, we have a couple people that got in just shy of $900. Like, whoo, that hurts. So anyway, back to this point. So what they do is between Los Angeles and New York, they've got certain points on the grid that they want to be at. And they're going to say, all right, well, we want to be perhaps possibly at certain times of the year, we want to be, like this. But at the end of the day, we want to be right here. So let's say that this is their master plan. And what they'll do is they'll run this thing up to here, they'll let go of it, and then the humans will go, okay, we're going to take profit, and at some point in time, they're going to jump back in, they're going to turn the bots on, and the bots are going to work it until it gets back up to where they want it to be, and then they'll let go of it, let human interaction might go crazy, and then the bots will come and start dragging it back down to the, just always constantly dragging it back down to the mean, down to the line. And then they'll let go of it again, and possibly they might drive it way down just to create a little bit of FOMO, and then humans will buy back, bots will buy back, whatever, but they'll always keep it right along that line. So eventually, we're going to end up right there. And that's the way bots are programmed to work. So if you understand that, and and so to go back, and we haven't talked about it an awful lot, so our system at the Unfair Advantage, we use something called time markers, pulse markers, and grids. So I've tracked literally the heartbeat of the market. I know when these things are making moves, I know when they're ready to go, and I'm able to call them and say, okay, this thing's about ready to move here in 15 minutes, about ready to move in an hour, whatever. And not only can we tell you how soon it's going to move, but we can oftentimes tell you how high it's going to go. That's something you won't find anywhere else on YouTube. So spend some time with us. Subscribe to the channel if you're just drifting in and just seeing this broadcast for the first time. I know this is just Rome DAO. We're not talking the whole thing. So like and subscribe to our channel. You'd be amazed what you're about to learn. I'm a teacher by nature. I wrote over 300 books on business, 350 books on business, all different kinds of books. And I like to teach, so I take my position here as you guys as mentor, leader, head of the pack, whatever you want to call me. Millions, you know, you're all the same to me, and I'd like to see each and every one of you better your life and your position in it. So, all right, so let's finish the thought on this. So this is the predicted move. So again, one of another thing that's for you guys that are new. I'm an engineer. I have 3 masters in engineering. I'm an engineer by trade, and everything to me is a system. So I get off on figuring out systems, working the system, figuring out how to tweak the system, how to beat the system. I'm like, I love nothing more than to be able to reverse engineer my toaster, and so I like everything I do. I like to kind of figure out how it works and how I can make it better. And one of the skill sets that I have is pattern recognition. And so one of the things that I've noticed that I've never heard anyone else mention anywhere on YouTube or anywhere in the investing marketplace is something called a 50% move. There's quite a few moves that have come up with J-hook. There's quite a few other ones. We won't talk about those. But what we see is in standard TA. So let me go back and start from square one here. So standard TA would say that we should. This is a classically referred to as a bull flag, or I'm sorry, a bear flag or bear pennant. So from that, the flagpole should drop you right here. It should take you that flagpole down. However, I beg to differ. What I think is going to happen is half of that, what's called a 50% move, and I'll give you a reason why. 50% right through the middle of that puts you right at the last support and resistance. Isn't that interesting how that works? If you understand the bigger pieces of the puzzle, you can understand what to anticipate. So, that being said, $50, $50.50, right in that range, is probably the next touch-off point. Now, if we go what I call full stroke, if the market gets really aggressive, yes, we will go the full flagpole. However, if I were a betting man, or if I were an investing man, or we don't do shorting on Roman, we don't do shorting at all in the group. I don't believe in it. But if I were somebody that wanted to put my money where my mouth is, and I was wanting to set up a certain buy, if I was set up for wanting to get myself positioned in something I knew that I wasn't going to miss, I'm telling you right now, $50.50 would be where it would be at, 50-50. Because that's your support and resistance. You can very clearly see it again and again and again and again. And that's at 50% of a TA move. That's the way these markets move. See, there's your support and resistance. I mean, you can't, it's irrefutable. Didn't even know that was there, but you can still see that it works. So $50 is going to be first. Now, when we come into that, the rest of the market's going to still be at play. We're still going to have Bitcoin taking a crap, and we're going to have everything else going down. So am I suggesting that 50 is the lowest we're going to go? Not at all. Not at all. I do believe that we're going to probably see downwards of probably $40. I really grit my teeth to see this go below $40, guys. I don't want to see it go below $40. I'm going to do everything in my power and everything in my influence to be able to make sure that it doesn't go below $40. Because if it does go below $40, I think it's going to really suck all the wind out of the sails. It's going to really because there's people that are holding this thing at $550, and man, $30, $35, $20, God forbid, $20, $25 Dow would just absolutely crush everybody's spirit to the point they wouldn't want anything to do with it, and they'll sell at a loss and they'll move on. And I don't want to see anybody have to do that. So keeping it above 45 would be the way I would do that. Excuse me, I had a little email I had to do here. So anybody got any questions here? I'm just kind of killing a little bit of time. This was not supposed to be a long broadcast. I just wanted to make sure everybody knew what was going on and what the plan was. So we're going to be probably watching this thing. Me personally, I'm out. I'm looking to get back in. I'm going to wait till we get underneath 50. I'm probably, myself personally, I'm probably going to be down here at about 45. I think 45 for me, even though I think it could conceivably go lower, I do believe right about there is probably about where I'm going to be calling it good. 40, 45, 46, right in that range, that would be about where I want to be at. And that'll give me a good addition to my bag because I leveled up my bag by about 25% on that last move, so not too shabby. I wouldn't worry about the rebases, Josie. To you that matters. You can't have it all. You're either after a bigger bag or more rebases. I mean, you can't. Don't time your investments around rebases. You guys, some of our larger players and myself included, are making 125 coins on every rebase, 165 coins on every rebase. It's still not comparable to what you can make on a drop. So I wouldn't worry about the rebases. You can use the rebases as a timing because, as I've demonstrated last night, I said after a rebase, watch everybody start selling. And, sure enough, there was just a wall of red. Everybody started taking their profits because usually what happens is, and by rebase, some of you guys that don't understand the terminology, rebase means basically payout. Every 8 hours, this coin is paying out bonuses, and people are cashing in their bonuses. That's called rebase. You can call it dividend if you want to think of it that way. Think of it in terms of a stock. It's every 8 hours it pays a dividend. So people are cashing their dividend because it's just, bigger thinking. Because basically most people suck with money. They don't know how to play the long game. And so I got some money. And then they're just cashing it out. They just keep killing the golden goose again and again and again. And I get it. Times are tough right now. People need money and they got to keep the lights on and and diapers on the baby or whatever. It is what it is. But if you don't have a reason to sell your rebase, you're stupid to do it because basically all you're doing is you're killing your compounding effect. I think everybody in this group pretty much knows what can be achieved in 30 days if you just leave your dirty little hands out of the pie and things do miraculous amounts of stuff. Like I said before, Albert Einstein called compounding the eighth wonder of the world, and it's right. So, so bigger thinking. If you don't have a reason don't rotate your trading around the idea of compounding. It's really not part of the conversation. So, all right, you guys got anything you want to talk about here? So I think we pretty much got all the Rome DAO stuff out of the way here, but we probably could get into a little bit of coin prediction. I feel the urge to talk about a few things here. I was looking at Algorand, which obviously Algorand is it's one of our ISO coins, and so I'm setting buy boxes. And again, this is what you're looking at as Platinum Pro. And by the way, you guys that are new to live stream, these lines that are going across here, this is part of our AI system. The green lines are Fibonacci. The bronze lines are our AI systems that update 100 times a second, and they do predictions of heights, and you can see how accurate they are. Up, down, whatever. So basically all you got to do is just paint by numbers. Just find the line, wait for it to hit the line. So it's for you guys that suck at trading, that need help, this is probably one of the finest systems to be able to go. It helps immeasurably to be able to figure out where things are going to go. You can see exactly, this is why we call this like a ping. You can see it just kind of comes down, hits that line right there, rejects, comes up to the next line, just down, down, down. So this is how we're able to figure these things out, know where they're going to go. So Algo, we're looking at probably in the neighborhood of about 65 cents. And I do have about 100,000 buy in for Algo at 65 cents. I'm not suggesting it won't go lower, but I'm quite comfortable with that because at 65 we're going to be down below we're down below this here, and you know, wasn't that long ago, algo was over $1, so you know, down 45% from recent high is not too bad. So I'll be in pretty deep once we get to about that price. There was a couple other ones on here I was seeing that was one to mention. Let's see here. Also another ISO coin to be Quant. So they're all pretty much following the same formula. So Quant has been an expensive little booger, and you know it's $95 now, but I'm not suggesting it's going to get down to $35, but I would easily see it getting down to about $62 on the first run. We get into a really hellacious drop, then we'll talk about it. But for right now, basically, this thing is flagging down like it could very well go. I mean, that would be a hell of a drop to go from 95 to 35. But as much as the system would say that we're going to do this yet, my overall instinct says play it safe and don't think it below $40. 40 is very aggressive, but Quant had a massive. You got to remember, Quant had a massive run up. It didn't follow the standard run on everything else, and so this is just kind of a combination of bad market timing, head and shoulders formation, and just giving back this exuberance. So yeah, it could very well come down into the 30-33 range. I mean, it'd be wonderful if it did, but I see it more realistically kind of going into about the 60 to 64 range probably, which would be perfectly fine too. No, the messing around with it didn't change the target range. Master, the point I was making with the plane flying to Los Angeles to New York does not matter what we did. I guess I probably should have tied those two thoughts. Does not matter what we did. Let me go back and revisit that here one more time. Doesn't all of this doesn't have a damn bit of anything to do with anything. Let me think big picture here. Let me take this out to 1 hour. Look at how insignificant what we did. Whoops. Look at how insignificant what we did in the bigger picture is. In the bigger picture, nothing. We're just a bug on the windshield. See what I mean? So you know, New York to Los Angeles or Los Angeles to New York, it has an agenda and it's going to, by God, stick with it. So, you know, we had our little fun there. We swung the market 20%, 25 to 27%, something like that. But you can very clearly see what's at hand here. So, as the market gets out of hand through manipulation, they snap it back and they snap it back. You know, so it's very clear that what they're trying to do is they're trying to run this thing. If I could only get a paintbrush. They're trying to run this thing down to a certain point, and they're going to flatline it, and when they are ready, and only when they are ready, they're going to start taking it up. You know, we can play with it within their operation, but for right now, this is what they want. So never forget about big picture. It looks impressive. I spend most of my time zoomed in on 15-minute, and most of you guys do too, so it's kind of difficult sometimes to remember that there's a bigger picture at hand. It's depressing to see that gigantic drop that was there, but you know, it is what it is. Still money to be made though. You can make money in a down market, you just got to be very careful about it. V-chain. Let me give it. Currently, it looks like we're going to see a little bit of a pop up. As I see it, it looks like we're going to be seeing, well, yeah, very possible we could see another run back up to about here, but again, the trend is running that direction. So very possible. Look for something on the order of this right here, because what you've got is you've got a little bit of a. There's a couple different ways you could look at this. The formation hasn't played out yet, so this could be. Hang on just a second. Depends on how you scale it. That's always kind of messes with your eyes a little bit. This could very well be like that right there. We have to see a little bit more of a formation because it's not possible to talk about whether this is that or this. And there's different reactions that come from that, from each one. So we have to see a few more candles before we can be 100% sure. But to me, it looks like a pennant, more or less. And in that case, yes, we would be going down. But the indicators currently are starting to curl, like I said earlier. So expect a little bullish behavior for now. But again, we go back, we look at Big Daddy Bitcoin. It's going to take it all down. Just, I know it's hard to always make that mental connection, but you got to look at everything, what everything else is doing. It doesn't matter how much this is rolling towards that or whatever. Look at the rest of the market, because VeChain's not going to do anything unique. The rest of the market's not doing, and for that matter, none of the rest of the coins are going to do anything really terribly unique. If the bulk of them are going down, the market's going down. Again, we haven't had any attacks or any really bad world news or anything like that, or any of the things that they say are associated with market downturns. Then no, we haven't seen the worst of this yet. And again, I've said this to kind of go back and mention March. I don't think we're going to see a turning point or a major decision point in anything until probably mid to late March. So unless and until we get to that point, you can expect that this might have days of hopeful behavior, but broadly speaking, it's going to be going down. And T-Fuel would be, I'm looking at my notes here, T-Fuel would be a good example of that. Now, I told you guys that when this came in, take that money, baby, because there was money to be made. I said that there's a really good chance right here when we hit, when we hit the bottom of that channel right there, I said there's some good money to be made, and lo and behold, there it was right there. So if you listen to me, you might have been sitting on 58+% return on your money. Now, are you guys going to get another chance at this? Yes, absolutely. This, if you can remember, I spent a really good amount of time with VIP guys and mentioned it in public live stream about how all this stuff was really getting beat up really bad a couple days ago. And I told you guys that, what should I buy? What should I buy? Well, I don't have advice out, you know that, but I suggested, hey, you might want to look at T-Fuel. And there was a reason, because I said it's volatile. It goes up and down faster than everything else, and again, I was right. T-Fuel is one of these that when you see this thing go down, don't mess around, man. Don't overthink it. Don't get around to it, sleep on it like that. When you see it below a price that you know to be good, buy it. Now, having said that, I want to point out one thing here. As I've said many, many times, anytime you get a chance to buy T-Fuel below 25 cents, it's a good investment. It was a fabulous investment down at 12.5, 12.72%. What did it get down to? Got down to 11.5 cents, right in that range. Fabulous, fabulous. So if you really, let's take that full stroke. I mean, you could potentially have made 72%. That's kick ass, especially in the market right now. Not very often do you get a chance to do that, but T-Fuel can do that. Theta won't do that, but T-Fuel will. So for as far as a swing coin goes, this is as good as it gets, is my book, because it's got use case and stuff. We've talked about this endlessly. So the thing that I want to point out to you here in the now is this: we are operating within a downward channel. However, we have a very clear possibility. We have our bands spreading. We have our alligator starting to cross over to the positive. We could snap out of this and go boop and pop up. Very possible. Very possible. Let's take a look at a couple different scenarios here and prepare you for that. Where ultimately I see if it does pop out. Well, let's look at a few things that let's just use some TA. So we are, yeah, all right. Guys, I'm going to give you a play here that I just really don't think you're going to lose on. And so, uh, anyone looking at that number, and remember I have, if you guys are new to the live stream, it's going to take you a while to get caught up to my way of doing things. I realize this is a little odd live stream compared to most TA things, but the guys that are with me know that I have certain things that I say over and over and over again. One of them I say is anytime we wander more than 15% away from the EMA, which is that baby blue line right there, sooner or later we're coming back. So right now I'm looking at we are 42% away from the EMA. What do you think is going to happen? We're going to go up. We are going to go up. So it is likely. It is likely. The odds are very good. You could make some money today on T-Fuel. If you didn't get in on this one and this one, here's what my hypothetical. Let me reason through this, and I'll give you the negative side too, because I want you guys to be as informed as possible. But we are, let's pull this again to make sure. We are from where we're at right now to the 200 to the current position of the EMA. We are 42.62%. That does not happen for long, guys. We always return home. Look at this. We go crazy, we come back. We go crazy, we come back. We go down, we come back. Go above, we come back. Always check in with home. Right now, we are wandered way away from the park. So, if you got some mad money or some trade money, I'm telling you right now, there's money right there to be made. So, if you jump in on this now, there's a couple things I want you to point out to you here. I would watch this very heavily. We want to break outside of that channel, and I don't know necessarily we might do that immediately, but when we start to break out of that channel, we need a combination of a couple of things. Let's just start from square one here. So we want to make sure that our green, which is this line right here, our green is convincingly over, because just because it's heading there doesn't mean it's going to go full stroke and go across it. Sometimes it does a tease on you and then it goes back. So here's the number one thing you want to watch first. You want to watch your RSI. Don't pull the trigger just yet. If this can stay up here and the RSI gets down, but when the RSI goes underneath this purple band here, first thing I want you to see is when the RSI gets under this purple band, if that checks off, the next thing I want you to look at is the MACD. Are we completing one hump, or by humps I mean this? Are we completing a hump here, possibly doing a second hump or something like that, or are we ideally coming out of red into green? I suspect we'll probably just do a double hump. By double hump I mean something like this right here. We'll probably just go into a second session of green. So we need to be convincingly green. Okay. The third thing is Anubis, which is one of our bots here. We want to see that green convincingly above red, which we kind of are right now. It's kind of waffling a little bit. Anubis is the Anubis DMI is digital moving index, and so basically what that is it's telling you our digital moving indicator. It's kind of telling you what is money flowing into or out of. And right now it's kind of neutral. So this is a little neutral for me. This is a little oversold right now, or a little overbought right now. So this has definitely got the potential to fall, and we want it to fall. I would not make a move on this until this thing goes at least to about here, 50%, and it's convincingly looking like it might, because we can go halfway like this right here before we turn around and go back up. But don't be buying while this thing is clear up here like this. Now, once that is, the next couple things is we want to see this Bollinger Band probably in a throat position, because right now we're kind of opening. We are going to close again, but we want to kind of see how this swells, goes into a throat like that, and then swells again. So we want to see this thing coming out of a throat into a swell, and then of course obviously want to see that. So when that happens, which could probably be, I don't know, probably right in that range, somewhere in right about there, then just basically look at the spread gap here, and we will check back in. So now this thing could be working its way down in the meantime. So, your 42, 45% return might turn into something more like a 25 or 35. But in this day and age right now, in a market that's not really giving you too much, it's a hell of a deal. And again, the thing that I'm looking at is this. If you buy this right now, let me give you a little bit different way of looking, a different philosophy of this. If you were to buy this right now, just say, okay, I don't want to do all those things that you just told me to do. I just want to buy it and I'll wait until I make money. Could you do that? Yeah, you kind of can. Because it's 17, at less than 18 cents T-fuel, it's still a damn deal, guys. If you just don't have the skill set that I've got, or the patience that I've got, or the attention, or the time, here's what I'll prep you to say. If you wanted to jump in, or I'll prep you to do, if you want to jump in at this current price, I don't think there's really too much of a problem. But I want to tell you this: if you do that, just be prepared. It could go a little lower, but I'm telling you right now, I see T-fuel in the not too distant future well above $1.25, $2. You know, this thing is, it's not like this thing is going to go to zero and screw you. I think the odds are very, very good for you to make 20, 25, 30, or 35% on this thing from its current price. So, you know, you can play the indicator game, or you can just go ahead and pull the trigger and do it right now. But in either case, I think, given an appropriate amount of time, and under 30 days, let's just say, I think you're gonna have a winner on your hands. So, all right. So that's pretty much your free play of the day. For all you guys that are new on live stream, like to do this, guys, for you stuff. And this is the kind of stuff that I do for everybody in VIP. So, you know, make sure you join us at the unfairadvantage.chat. And certainly do join us. And this is, you get these charts here. This is what you get when you're in VIP. If you're in VIP, I'm in here every single day talking about stuff like this, showing these charts, putting indicators on, putting these arrows, showing you where to buy, showing you where to sell. I do this hour upon hour upon hour, 7 days a week. I never take a day off. So until a couple of weeks here, so as long as I'm on this thread, you guys that are on live stream and would like to have a chance to join us at a meetup, we're going to be going to the Jack Daniel's Distillery over Valentine's weekend in Lynchburg, Tennessee. So if you want to have a good time, you want to meet the crew, you want to meet the moderators, you want to meet me, I'd love to meet you. Love to meet the guys that are listening to me all over the world. Bring your Valentine, get her drunk. You can go to Jack Daniel's Distillery. And we're going to go to Nashville. It's going to be about a 4-day-long event, so we're going to have a good time. So if you'd like to know anything more about that, join us at the unfairadvantage.chat. Go to the event room and find the Valentine's Day Distillery meetup and check in. Let us know you're going to be there. Love to have you be a part of what we're doing. So, all right, so I think that's pretty much all I got to talk about today for right now. I just want to bring everybody up to speed and kind of let them know. So basically, we're just kind of fishing. We're just waiting for our ideal fish to swim up to the boat. So for me, that's about anywhere from about 45 to 46 and a half bucks, and then I'm going to yank me a trophy fish out. So that's how it goes. All right, guys. So thank you very much for joining me again. Like and subscribe. Share my work with other people, because we want to get the good word out to everybody and let them know that, hey, there's a better way to be investing and stuff like that. So until next time, thank you very much for joining me. My name is Red Barron from the unfairadvantage.chat and phibicharts.chat. And until then, be safe, be good at it. Peace and hair grease, baby.